It was on a bus from Congo back to Rwanda that it happened, around a corner on a mountain road. There, a side-swiped van seemed to spit out its occupants. Some were stripped naked, trying feverishly to get clear of glass shards. A man emerged cradling what appeared to be the lifeless body of a small child, with a dreadful-looking gash across his face. I feared the worst and then turned to see tears welling up in my wife's eyes. The injured individuals from the wrecked van boarded our bus. Many had large pieces of glass protruding from various wounds. I made my way to the child in hopes that my limited experience in trauma care might be of use. To my amazement, the child was relatively coherent and calm. The facial wound he'd received extended from below his chin and angled up to his forehead. It was clear to the bone, yet barely bleeding, and had just missed his carotid artery in his right eye. I marveled, knowing the potential damage that I could have been witnessing. A bit of pressure was all that was necessary to triage the toddler. But now we faced another dilemma. What were we to do with the injured? Hospitals in the mountains and jungles of Congo are few and far between, often at least a couple days' journey. As we prayed over the matter, the bus driver turned to us and in broken English informed us that there was a medical compound only a few miles up the road. We all marveled yet again, knowing that it was no coincidence. Neither was it coincidental that this was the only day that we'd been granted a bus rather than the usual cramped van that regularly ferried our mission team. It was then that I further realized that we had the exact amount of open seats as we had wounded. How incredible that the day's circumstances had all been orchestrated beforehand and without any knowledge on our parts to facilitate these unforeseen circumstances. We reached the medical compound, and as we pulled away, I saw that child sitting up smiling as we issued our final waves through the windows of our departing bus. Some would credit luck. Some would credit coincidental circumstance. I credit the sovereign Lord. Jehovah Jireh is the Lord's title as provider. We live in a culture that often discounts this provision as monetary in nature alone, and it's tragic. Philippians 4:19 says, "And my God will supply all your needs according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus." Can humankind survive alone on green linen paper and gold bullion? How often we discount the tremendous blessings of his provision, his air, his sustenance, his motor skills and functions, his sovereign control over the very atmospheric biometrics that keep us within that narrow window supporting our longevity. The very sight you're exercising in reading this post is attributed to him. He provides us a way of escape when temptation threatens to topple our being and provides a way forward, even through a sea when required. Yes, it was incredible to witness such an obvious supernatural act on that day, on that bus back to Rwanda. But the greatest provision was not a vacant seat or a nearby medical facility. It was and remains the avenue for the gospel to permeate hearts and lives in the name of Christ.